What's going on, everybody? My name is Blaine Scinta, and I'm a commercial and brand photographer based out of Louisville, Kentucky. I've been a photographer for about 10 years now, and I primarily focus on lifestyle and landscape photography. I'm really excited to be partnering with Adorama on their Create No Matter What campaign sponsored by Panasonic. The goal of this campaign is to encourage you to just get out there and create no matter where you are, whether that's around your house, your hometown, or going on a hike nearby, whatever that might look like, is just to get out there and stretch yourself and create. Because for me, over the last 5 to 6 months, I've been stretched a lot just with having to develop new routines, make audibles with certain projects, working on things around the house, in different locations that I didn't think I'd be going to. And in hindsight, I really feel like it's taught me a lot and breaking my comfort zone. And the purpose of this campaign is to do that, to encourage you to get out there and just create. To enter into this campaign, you can submit up to 5 entries. You just have to be 18 years or older and a US resident. The time frame for you to submit an entry is from September 4th to the 16th. You can do so at the link below. So don't miss out. We're looking forward to seeing the things that you all submit and get out there and create. So during this video, I figured I would take a few photos that I had taken recently and just kind of walk you through kind of my process and how I framed them up, set up the photos, and then hopefully at the end of the video, you learn a thing or two about just how to frame people up in a shot, how to use people within each frame, and how to use what's around you to really make a photo stand out. So without further ado, let's get started. So for this first photo, I'm going to use a shot that I took about a month and a half back. A buddy of mine was with me working on a project out in Utah, and we were driving down the back roads and we came across this pretty awesome spot, and it was towards sunset. So the sun was at a really good spot, and this shot was actually taken from pretty far away. So I zoomed in and really compressed him into this photo. But one of the things that I really wanted to do was put him in the middle in order to show the scale of both the foreground and the background. By zooming in pretty far and compressing the shot, I was able to kind of get these layers in the foreground to be blurred, taking the eye directly towards the middle and kind of showing the scale of where he was. By no means do you have to have a person in a shot to show scale. This is a pretty good example of just how big of a difference having a person in the shot makes. So again, by having him in the middle of the photo, it's really able to bring out both the foreground and the background and show the scale of how big the area is around him. So for this second shot, this one is actually one of my favorites for a lot of reasons, the story behind it, but also the photo itself. A bit difficult to get to the spot, but I also remember once we finally got there that there was basically shots in all directions. But this spot I thought would be really good to really show scale of how big Mount Rainier really is. I don't want you to feel like you always have to put a person in the center. For these 2 photos specifically, I just found that in order to balance out the photo because of where they were, that was the best option. This shot had a lot of opportunities because of just the fog that there was that morning, but also just in between like both of these slopes right here. You have this little patch of snow right here, and I saw that as a really great spot to place him because I knew that he would stick out in the photo. And whenever somebody looks at the photo, their eye would go straight to the center and really show the scale on how big Mount Rainier is, even in relation to the foreground. With photos like this, I think it's really easy to forget just the importance of what you place people in front of. Sometimes it's easy to accidentally place somebody in a part of the photo that might just be a little too dark where they don't stick out. And so when people look at the shot, they don't really initially see that person in there to show the scale. But in this shot, I saw this patch of snow right here, kind of at the dip between these 2 hills. And I saw that as a really good spot to not only balance out the photo, but also to have him against the color that allows him to stand out. So again, when you use what's around you, you're able to focus in on objects that allow the person to stand out and the photo to be more balanced. I really hope this campaign encourages you to get out there and just create. It's easy to kind of get caught up in a lot of distractions and forget to invest in ourselves, but at the end of the day, when we invest in growing in ourselves, we're able to do things that we never thought we would do. So I encourage you to always look into growing every single day, look into learning something new every day, and I really hope you enjoy the campaign.